It's not bad. You have to be pretty happy with the defensive intensity.
Yeah, it's something that we worked on since we've been in minicamp, and they answered the call tonight. I think a part of now we just have to stay consistent and just build on it, have stamina, because it's going to be a long couple of weeks. So, but we're I have to watch the film still, but I mean the story tells itself. 33 turnovers we forced them into, and we got a chance. We started off a little slow, but we went through a stretch where we took care of the ball, and then odds were in our favor.
Whose idea is it to help the refs with the 5-second count on the bench?
I think it's a concentrated effort, man. Our band is like together, so you hear one start counting, everybody's gonna start counting. So we pride ourselves on being together, and it starts with everyone, the vets, the coaching staff, and it's just trickled down to our players, and they're going to count too, so it's cool.
That was Ulrich's first game since he hurt himself.
Yeah.
Seemed to really simplify things. Looked solid out there. What did you make of what he did?
No, I mean we've gotten a chance to see him ourselves, in minicamp and in practices, and the coaching staff, they do a really good job of working with him, and the medical staff too. So they've worked collectively to get him to this point. And so it was a surprise of how he was today. It's just that now he gets to do it in front of cameras. But he's been working really, really hard to get up to this point, and we're just excited about the 2 weeks that he's going to have.
Jacoby has added some muscle, presumably to help him finish through contact. Did you see some of the fruits of that added strength today?
Yeah, I mean, you can see it, right? He's come in a little bit stronger, bigger. Body's ready to absorb more punishment. He even though he wasn't as big last year, he played very physical. We saw it now. His body's caught up to his game, and we just expect him to continue to look for contact and continue to play his game. Yeah.
Elijah Martin is he's a pretty powerful basketball player right there at both ends. I guess you've seen this before, but for us it was kind of eye-opening.
Yeah, I mean. I think one thing that sometimes gets taken for granted when you're scouting talent, you look at the talent in itself, but it says something about a guy that could take a small school to the Final Four and then come back 2 years later and win a championship. So he's a winner, he's a competitor, and that's the one thing I think we have. We like the front office did a really good job of putting this group together. Is we have 16 competitors, so we've gotten a chance to see it, and he's one of the leaders of that charge. So the one thing that you're going to see with him is he has skill and he has talent, but you're going to see him compete on night in and night out. And so if somebody's on their heels, he's going to attack them.
What do you think of that dunk, though?
It was nice. It was nice. Yeah.
You tried it again the second time.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's him. So he's going to try another one this week. So just be ready for it.
Going back to Ulrich, do you feel like especially compared to a year ago, has the game slowed down for him a little bit?
I think so. I think slowed down for everyone, especially being in the same system for a little while. I can't give enough credit to the coaching staff that works with him, to Darko, that's really giving him a clear path, a clear picture of who he needs to be as a basketball player and how he can affect the game even when he's not scoring. So it's been really solid of how his steps they've been going forward. The injury kind of caused a step backwards, but he continued to put his head down and work. So we appreciate where he's going.
What do you think about the way Jamal just ran the ship? And obviously, 8-second violation calls and any offensive fouls. What do you think of the way he ran the ship?
I mean, we take pride in that, and that's a big thing. We want to be disruptive, and those little plays. They work in our favor, but they also work in our favor towards morale. Also, it only gives us a concentrated effort to keep going, and it motivates the next person to do it too. So that's something that he's done, and that's something that a lot of guys on our team strive for.
A lot of talk about defense over the last few days. I'm sure that's been a big part of the prep. How do you feel like you guys did out there on that end?
I thought we did a great job. Just executing offensively, defensively. Having the same mindset as everybody else on the court. So I feel like that translates a lot. And the energy we bring to the table, it's contagious.
What have you seen in Ulrich's growth last year?
That's my guy.
Yeah, I know.
A lot. Catching the ball, getting that little float touch. Rebounding, outletting. doing a lot of little things. Not reaching, getting the steal in transition, gonna go finish it. So, he's learned a lot. Age is just a number. So, with him, we try to treat him as a, grown man, and, he's taking, bit by bit every day.
He seems more aware of the game.
Yeah.
Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, I would say I agree with that 100%. He's locked in. We're talking to him, trying to guide him and everything. I feel like that helps with him, and he's going to continue to grow.
You were Elijah found you on a couple alley-oops. Just give us your take on his game. First time I've seen him.
Y'all seen that dunk, right? Okay.
Yeah.
He's a great he's an explosive player. He's on the rim. He brings a lot to the table. Energy, 55 defense. Just brings a lot. He's a little energized bunny. So and that's a Florida connection with the little lob. So shout out to his Florida boys, but he's a great player.
I think a lot of us had to do a double take when we saw Jacoby this week. I mean, obviously the hair, but then also he's put on some pounds, some muscle. How much change have you seen in him over the last few months?
Yeah, besides the hair, I would say a lot. He's kind of filling out his body a little bit now. Game's coming slower to him, and he's doing a great job offensively and defensively. Just bringing what he brings to the table, and I'm proud of him.
A lot of these summer league teams have like 3 or 4 of the vets sitting on the sideline. You guys had basically the entire roster. I don't know that Scotty sat down for more than like a minute at a time. What's that like as a player out there, having that kind of support from the vets?
And it's crazy, having that support system along the line. Everybody coming out. It shows a lot, and it shows that we're a family. So I love it.
You mentioned Shamshay and Jacoby, maybe the game slowing down a little bit for them, but for you, who's someone who excels when it's fast, how do you feel like the game is moving according to you right now?
It feels great. Just getting in transition, getting off the board, whether it's half court, whatever, DHOs, just slowing down, and I gotta attack more, be more aggressive a little bit, when I catch it at the free throw line. So game's slowing down, but it's also, I like it when it's sped up a little bit.
You spent a lot of time guarding Gazelles on the perimeter, and obviously we've seen you do that before, but is that going to be something they're asking you to do more and more?
Yeah, I feel like, it's a challenge for me, guarding the best players out there, so, I'm not backing off from any challenge, so whoever it is, I'm ready to guard, ready to play, so, fear nobody.
And you feel good, like
Feel
at
great.
half court and all that?
Feel great.
Yeah.
By the numbers, you were one of the best switch defenders in the pick and roll last year. How do you feel about taking that and bringing that to this team in, I guess, a larger amount of minutes this upcoming season?
Just room to grow. I'm not the best, so I'm trying to get in one of the best categories. So whatever I can do to help the team, I'm willing to do it.
I hit the shot, and then when I landed, I kind of rolled it, but it's all good.
You all good?
Warrior.
I mean, third quarter was pretty strong, so.
Appreciate that. Just gotta thank my teammates for getting me involved and playing hard. That's all we can ask for right there.
I mean, you finished the season last year shooting the ball really well, and that's kind of obviously a swing skill for almost anyone in this league these days. How do you feel you've kind of built on that so far in the summer?
Just consistency, getting a lot of reps up throughout the whole summer. Got shout out Mary for that. She's been working on my shot with me the whole summer so far, and just all the extra work I've been putting in on my own too. So just gotta thank God for all the work I put in, and consistency is finally showing up.
And you feel like that combined with your defense, the pressure you can bring defensively, that kind of fits in with what they're looking for.
Hey, defense brings offense, man. I feel like defensively, the whole team we showed out today, and we got a lot of we forced a lot of turnovers and got a lot of fast break points. So I feel like that's good for us right there.
How close has your group been this summer? It feels like you guys are everywhere together, all summer.
For sure, we're super close. I mean, the whole team, we get along great. We've been practicing all summer long, just trying to be the best version of ourselves, and I feel like we're doing a good job at that right there. I feel like we're doing our team principles at a high level, and it's really a good sight to see, for real.
And you're teaching everyone no Canada?
Yeah, you seen that? Yeah, I mean, I got to make sure to honor Canadians right there, so got to make sure they support that.
Ulrich came over last year super raw, and even though he had the injury today, he, just a lot simpler in the right places. What have you, he's behind you a lot of the time in the defense. What are you noticing from him?
He's been incredible, man. His development's been honestly amazing. He's been really into the defensive level, being there defensively for us, being our anchor right there, blocking shots, talking to us on defense, calling out the pick and rolls and stuff. I feel like he's been really dialed in to trying to get better, and I really am appreciative of that for sure, because I'm seeing the progress.
We were talking to Sandro earlier. He mentioned you as one of the familiar faces coming into a new team. What can you tell us about him as a player and him as a guy?
Mamu's a great person off the court, man. Just talk about that. He's a great dude. I feel like he's a great addition to our team because he can shoot the ball, he can guard probably multiple positions, and he just a stretch big that can do a lot of things. He can handle, shoot, and make good passes. I feel like we really need that.
You've been in a couple different organizations to this point. What does it say about the connectiveness of this team that whether it was you, Chucky, Jamal, whoever stepped out there, the pressure was 48 minutes?
That just shows the Raptors culture right there. That's what we want to do. We want to make sure that we be pest on the ball throughout the whole game. We want to guard full court, make sure they feel our presence. And if we get beat, we know we're going to have backside help. And I feel like we did a great job with that today.
Does it also speak to the culture that like basically the entire roster was sitting there, most of them standing for?
For sure, that just shows that we're one unit right there. Everybody coming to support. I mean, it's great. Just have guys when you make a shot, trying to give you dap ups and stuff. It's a great feeling. It installs confidence in players for sure.
What do you think of that Elijah poster?
Honestly, his bounce is through the roof. I wasn't shocked because I kind of see it on video before, but just to see it in person like that, I mean, he really gets off the ground. That's nice, super. And then he tried again later on too, and he almost got it. And I was in there almost in shock. So yeah, he's a super athlete right there, great player. I'm happy to keep seeing him play.